The XP community and the cryptocurrency community as a whole are buzzing with joy after one of the biggest events in the history of cryptocurrencies. 55 billion XRP have been destroyed by Ripple. The bad thing happened when this huge amount of XRP was moved from Ripple's escrow wallet's burn address, which is an address on the XRP system that can't spend XRP. In the real world, this means that these 55 billion coins will never be used again. A big shock will be sent in the supply of XRP, which will have an effect on its price. In this video, we'll talk about what this burn transaction means, why it's such a big deal, how it connects to other big events like Bitcoins, and what it all means for the future of XRP as a digital currency. First and foremost, you need to know what was burned. Ripple keeps billions of XRP tokens in trust wallets. These wallets are meant to slowly release tokens into circulation. This keeps the amount from getting out of hand. These escrows were put in place to stop this keeps the market from getting too crowded while still letting Ripple pay for its growth, partnerships, and business activities. There was 55 billion XRP held in trust accounts. Ripple made the brave and smart choice to destroy all of it. Since this change was made, escrow withdrawals will no longer be used as a way to get money. XRP, on the other hand, will be praised for its value as a scarce digital currency. The transaction was sent to an address that can't spend money. A string of Rs makes up the XRP burn address, and this means that these coins can't be sent to anyone else at any time. Still, there's no way to change this situation. This gets rid of tokens for good, which is not the same as a lockup or a vesting plan. It cuts the amount of XRP in circulation by more than half. There has never been anything on this big of a size in the history of cryptocurrency. Thus far, it is one of the sharpest drops in availability that we have seen. The data needs to be lit again to see how it has and what supply and demand do to the economy. About 46 billion of the 100 billion XRP tokens that were in use at the time of the burn were already being used. There are now only 45 billion tokens available, and the flexible supply changes in a big way as well. When 55 billion XRP are destroyed, there will only be a certain amount of tokens left. The demand for them will keep going up. Because of this, prices are going up. This burn's effect on supply could be thousands of times bigger than Bitcoin splits, which only slow down the rate at which Bitcoin is being created, which a new stock is made. The burning of XRP has caused a long-term drop in supply, which makes this a deflationary event on a scale that has never been seen before. Next, we'll compare this to having Bitcoin, which, as many buyers know, caused prices to skyrocket. Since there are already so many Bitcoins in circulation, the number that are made is cut in half every 4 years. This makes prices go down. On the other hand, burn is a lot more important than that. Not only does it stop new problems from happening, but it also gets rid of the present amount. This changes XRP from a plan that controls growth to one that controls deflation. This makes the token less common, which raises its value. This is why a lot of experts think this burn will cause the biggest price jump in XRP's history, possibly all the way to an all-time high. For our own safety, we should learn more about why Ripple is carrying out this planned burn. After starting out as a business, Ripple is now a well-established company that makes a lot of money from professional services like cross-border infrastructure for payments and banks. Because of this source of income, the company doesn't have to rely as much on escrow transfers of XRP to get money. A huge amount of XRP being burned by Ripple makes its opinion clear. Now, XRP is the main topic of attention, and the token's value will depend on how rare it is and how useful it is, not on how often people buy it out of trust. By making this change to their strategy, Ripple is making sure that their long-term goals are in line with those of the XRP community. The fire has spread quickly, and people on social media sites like Reddit, Telegram, and Twitter had strong responses. People who are interested in cryptocurrencies and people who own XRP have said they are shocked, happy, and hopeful. Some words like XRP just went nuclear. Most of the cryptocurrency that has ever been burned has now been burned. The loss of 55 billion in RP made this happen because the lines are full. A lot of important people have written in-depth studies of how this burn will change the economics of XRP and cause a bull run because of the lack of supply. The fact that you feel like you're part of a communion is a strong sign of how the market will do in the future. A lot of things about the XRP market have changed because of the burn. Collaborations, business use, and the growing popularity of blockchain payments are all making the demand for XRP while the supply falls. Because of this, the XRP price floor will go up by a large amount. It is likely that the market will become more volatile because the market makers and the providers will have to make changes to their models, but it could also open up opportunities for investors who understand how the supply is changing. The burning of 55 billion XRP has also led to new conversations about how rules will work and what the law will look like in the future. As government officials look more closely at XRP, it becomes less available and costs more. Ripple's move to burn escrowed XRP could help the company and the token do better in the current regulatory battles by drawing attention to the fact that XRP is decentralized and deflationary. This burn may also encourage people to find new ways to use XRP besides just sharing, receiving, getting money. Since XRP is now a scarce asset, it may become more popular in areas like decentralized banking, non-fungible tokens, and other blockchain-based uses that benefit from a deflationary token model. This could lead to new ideas and growth in the XRP community, which would make it even more popular and useful. People who are interested in XRP should keep an eye on key signs like adoption metrics and goings of on-chain data exchanges to see how this burn is changing the market in real time, and the sending and receiving of info. Similar rises in supply in both the traditional market and the cryptocurrency market have shown that prices tend to level off for a while before quickly rising again. In any case, you should expect a certain amount of change. Finally, Ripple's statement that they will burn 55 billion XRP tokens is a turning point in the history of cryptocurrencies. It changes the way XRP's economy works by turning it into an asset that is truly scarce and has deflationary properties. Along with Ripple's changing business strategy, this huge drop in supply marks the start of a new era of value and acceptance. For people who own XRP, things are looking good right now. However, this is also a tip to be careful as the market gets used to these big changes that have happened in the past. Thank you for your part in this thorough study. Please follow, and click the bell to stay up to date on the latest news in the world of XRP and cryptocurrencies. If you learned anything from this in-depth look at XRP, you are welcome to use the box below to leave notes, questions, and other feedback. After such a huge drop, what do you think the future holds XRP and the cryptocurrency market as a whole? Please, let's talk about it. Thanks a lot. Keep in mind that I'm not a licensed money manager. Thanks for taking this into account. The only reason these movies feature knowledge is to make people laugh. When it comes to money, I always tell my audience to do their own study and talk to professionals before making any decisions. Thank you for your attention. You need to keep telling yourself to click the follow button and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it.